Longest line we've had at the door. How's that? And they just keep coming.
Come on, 100.
No, halfway there anyway. Welcome, everybody. Getting started any minute now. We're just letting everybody enter the room. Grab a seat, make yourself comfortable. We always have the same people in the front row. I think they must be there. They must show up early in the morning to get in line. There you go, Scott. Scott's one of them. And Winston.
Yep. Get your tickets early. They'll sell out.
That's right. No scalping, no Taylor Swift. You know, we don't allow resale of our tickets. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the recording, please. Welcome to our incomparable agents and investors nationwide. Today is Thursday, October 26th, 2023, and this is All the Leads Mastermind podcast number 452. I want to start real briefly with a win for the company, and Bruce, you don't have to give me free leads for this. Hopefully we'll have a better win. Start with a nice win for the company. Yesterday, our sales manager messaged me, man, I don't know what's going on. We've had like a dozen leads in the last 10 minutes. And then about 15 minutes later, she messaged again, I don't know what's going on. None of these people are answering their phone. They're all going to voicemail. Well, we had one of our long-term great subscribers affiliates who was on stage at a convention and mentioned us. As soon as she put the info out there, people started asking for information from their cell phones. So we really appreciate when you guys do that. This particular person has long since covered her lead cost with her affiliate commissions. And now she's really starting to derive a significant, residual income. And I know that's kind of a magic word for realtors. I think it's why the MLMs were so popular years ago with realtors, because we wake up every day and we got to go out and earn our money, or we don't have any money coming in. And just wanted to remind you guys that if you like us, if you're here, you like us, you're happy with our service, do like she's doing and start mentioning us to people. If you are not an affiliate and you'd like to sign up, really simple, just go to alltheleads.com/affiliates. Real easy to do. And that's my story. Hopefully I'll have a better win than that, but it was a pretty good win for the company. And we really thank you guys that do that. Right now, it's our best source of new business, our referrals from our existing clients. So we appreciate you much and keep up the good work. And Tim, you want me to go ahead and throw it to Jessica now? I see she's here. I think that's a yes. Jessica.
That's going to be a yes.
We're going to start with our wonderful, talented associate member of the family, Jessica. Jessica, I know you have a little presentation today, so please.
Hello, I am back again with some more great website information. So we are actually offering some blog posts for you. It's a new addition that we can add onto your websites, because I know everyone here has one of our probate credibility websites. Yes. So with that said, our blogs, you know that with blogs, you can increase your SEO. It helps strengthen your credibility for your websites as well. It provides you long-term value to your websites. You can also have some in-depth information in those blogs. So again, just creating some more in-depth information that you can share with your customers and with the information that you're putting on your website. So the blogs that we're doing, you can select between 3 different options. So we have a 1 blog a month, 2 blog a month, or 3 blog a month. Whichever tier applies that you want to utilize, definitely sign up for that. If you have our websites, the cost is per tier. If you don't have one of our websites, shame on you, but we will still add blogs for you. So there is some different pricing for that. But definitely take a look at that. If you sign up before Halloween, we are actually going to offer you $10 off of your first month as well. So that $10 you save, you can grab some extra Halloween candy. So definitely contact our support team, contact one of your MISs. We're all here to help you get that added on. So again, just reach out to us and we will definitely get that added on for you.
And
Perfect.
Jessica, the whole idea here is that we're going to create unique content each time that basically helps you solidify your position in the marketplace by putting out valuable information to people who are subscribing to your blog, so that you differentiate yourself from your competition. So
Right,
it's just
right.
one more thing that we do, and it's always going to be specific to our industry, specific to the things that are important to the people who are going to be looking at your blog, right?
Right, exactly. Let us be your creative minds. We will set up those blogs. Each time will be something different to add additional value to your website and to that blog content. That is absolutely right.
And
And
these
we'll spell them correctly as well. We'll do good spelling.
Yes, we'll spell check.
these also become links that you can instantly share to your social media. So you have content that you can add across multiple platforms. And, you know, if it's a post that's relevant to a situation that you might be currently working on with a specific client, or a client that has a question about a specific thing, and you've got a blog post that's related, it becomes content that you can then, you know, shoot them an email. Hey, I dealt with this recently, or here's some info about this specific thing, or things like that. So lots of opportunities for cross promotion and just adding to your credibility across the board.
Exactly.
Cool beans. That's great.
Just to follow
All
up
right.
to that, as a company, we're trying to practice what we preach too. Recently, we've started adding blogs on our website. I know about a month ago, I had a kind of an idea for one, something we discussed on a call, and Alyssa said, you know, go ahead and write it up and send it to me. I sent her 2 paragraphs, and the finished product looked like a magazine article. I mean, she did she put me as the author, but I feel like that was pretty unfair because it came out great. It was just about how to take advantage of the interest rates going up. I think it was Alyssa authored and posted another one recently, which was really good also. So look at our website. We're going to try to post those more regularly, and you guys should be doing it too. Bruce?
Yep.
Thank
All right.
you, Jessica. Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is timely because over with Probate Mastery, we've been talking about content a lot here recently, and blogs, videos, different things like that are all things that you guys should be doing. It's sort of the third pillar that we talk about. People will go check you out. You don't always drop your first letter in front of someone on your probate lead list, and they open your letter in the middle of a grieving time and go, oh my gosh, I need to call this realtor. I need to call this investor. A lot of times they're doing things. They don't know you right away, and it will take them a little bit of checking you out. I've had people personally that I've had conversations with, and they blew me off. And a couple of days later, they said, hey, I actually do need to sell. I told you I didn't, but I do. I just needed to go check you out and make sure that you knew what you were doing. And so people go secretly look at you, and the more content that you have online, the more that you show on your website, the more you have when they look up your name or they look up probate in your market, the better. It's going to really lead to having people that may have discounted you and your offer originally, but they change their mind when they go check you out, and they can covertly check you out for weeks, days, months. Everybody's different, but they will check you out. So I really like the idea of the blogs being done for you by all the leads. That's amazing. So I want to go ahead and welcome everyone here. I see there's so many people here. It's a little bit bigger crowd than we normally have right out of the gate. So out of the gate, I'm assuming that there's some new folks here. I'll briefly run through who we are, how you can engage with us, how you can interact. So this is the All the Leads Mastermind call. It's done every Thursday today or now at 1 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Pacific time. We do it live on Zoom. So if you're listening after the fact on podcast or YouTube, we want you to keep listening on podcast and YouTube. As a matter of fact, go ahead and like this podcast if you're listening, and subscribe.
Give us a
If
like.
you want to listen via podcast, you can do that on any podcast platform that you want. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe this to this video. If you're here live, we really appreciate you guys being here. This is kind of a open forum, question and answer time for you to share your wins, successes, ask your questions. Last week we ended with just a flurry of questions. So if you do come up with questions, raise your hand early. If you're not here on Zoom and you're still live on YouTube or Facebook streaming, chat your questions in underneath of the video. We'll make sure to answer those questions that you have. If you're here live, we'd love to see your face, hear your voice. So go to the bottom of your screen and click the little reactions button. Under reactions, you'll see a bar that says raise your hand. Raise your hand. We will call on you. You can ask your question. We've got coaches here to answer those real estate related questions. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to see you. We want this to be interactive. It gets kind of boring when everybody shows up and it's just me, Ken, Tim, and Jim blabbing to each other. So we want to talk to you guys. We want to hear from you. By the way, since this is hosted by All the Leads is a probate, really life transitions lead provider. So probate would be kind of the primary emphasis of the company. They give probate leads every month, but it also goes to pre-probate leads and divorce leads as well. So if you're looking for a lead source, and not only a lead source with good contacts, good phone numbers, good addresses, not only that, but if you're looking to add to your marketing through direct mail or websites or blogs added to your websites, social media marketing, different things like that, All the Leads can help fulfill almost any of those marketing needs that you have. So it's more of a package system that's available to be able to help you kind of plug your current real estate business into a probate or a pre-probate or a divorce system, and you're pretty much up and running really quickly. So that's what that's all about for those of you that are new or listening after the fact. And with that said, I am going to go ahead and kick it over to my fellow coaches. I will ask you guys if anybody does have any questions, please go ahead and chat those in now or raise your hand. We'll start offering some coaching as we progress through this call. Ken, Jim, anybody? Should I keep blabbing?
No,
Ken,
well,
go first. Ken,
yeah,
you got
sure.
something?
I mean, I would say with the blog too. I mean, if you want to use that blog to create video, just say, hey, I wrote this, so I'm just going to read it because I want to express myself properly. Jump in front of your camera and turn that blog into a video too. I mean, like they always say, if you can take one piece of content and turn it into 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of content. So you can use that blog to create other content, short videos.
Yep.
So that's number one. Number two, I wanted to follow up on last week's conversation. I was saying I was using BombBomb, and then I was trying to figure out how do I see if other people are watching these videos, because obviously I don't want to just send them out and no one ever watches them. So 3 hours later, after trying to get it integrated with KV Core, which was really frustrating, but one of the things is you got to stay the course. You got to, if you set out to do a project, you got to finish it. So as much as it got really annoying and I wanted to quit, I was like, okay, let me make sure I'm using this properly. Finally got it done. And then I started shooting videos right afterwards. And I was able to reach a few people that I had lost touch with. I hadn't talked to them maybe 3-4 months, and I think that was just because their probate court was taking so long. But through sending them the videos, and I basically said what we said to you guys, like, give us a like on this video. I sent the short video to my clients and I was like, hey, here's a little update on your property. If you got this, give me a like. And boom, send it out. Like 2 minutes later, I got a like. I was like, okay, video works, BombBomb successful to reach people, So like we said, I mean, if you're uncomfortable with video, shoot a real short one. you know,
Yeah.
start doing video as well.
So if I'll jump on that, and if you're uncomfortable with video, which I totally understand a lot of people are, and this is the hard ass coach in me, you got to get over being uncomfortable with video. Please, you have to. I'm begging you, please. If you are, because we all start somewhere, and I remember my very first 1 minute video, 1 minute, and it took me 2 hours to record. 2 hours.
Yep.
So I get it. I get it's new for some people, and we're not all just naturally able to stand in front of a camera and wing it. But there are apps to be able to help. The one that I like to use if I want to actually read my script in a teleprompter format is the app Big View. So it's BIGVU. Bigview.tv is where you would log in if you're on a computer, or you can just get it on your phone, which I've got. You guys can't see me holding my phone up. I've got green screen. You get it on your phone just with the Big View app. You can type your script in. You hold the phone out about 2 feet from your face, and you would read the script. You can change the speed of the script. I love using Big View when I have something that's just going to be 20, 30, 40 seconds long. I get to read my script at the appropriate speed, and I don't have to try to wing it. Really makes it good. And then if you're using an app like BombBomb, you just load that video into your app. You don't have to stand there and try to wing it and guess what to say. So if you want to use a teleprompter app, that's totally fine as you're getting started.
Yeah. Typically what I do is I just run over their comparable sales,
Mhm.
and obviously most of it's have done that thousands of times. So I'm just saying, hey, price per square foot for what is already sold is between this range. What's going under contract is between this range, and what's active probably doesn't even matter right now, because if they're listed too high, they're going to sit. But, basically just a real quick briefing of the comparable sales, which, should be totally natural. If it's not, you need to do that on repeat till it becomes extremely comfortable, right? Because the end goal is to get in front of a client, sit down, and be able to show them that you're the market expert. And the more you do that, the easier it is to convey that information with confidence. And that's the goal. So BombBomb will actually help you with your live presentations too, because again, it's just repetition, consistency. That's what you need. But guys, yeah, we would love some questions. Again, getting out of your comfort zone. I know people have questions that they want to ask, so this is the time to raise your hand and get involved in the conversation.
And Pamela, we'll call on you in 1 second. I do have a couple of chatted in questions that I'm going to tackle really quickly. And since Tim may not be here the whole time, Tim, I want to give you or Jim a chance to answer this question. Where does ATL get pre-probate leads? So how do you get pre-probate leads? Is it obituaries? Little bit, we're not going to probably give all the secret sauce away, but it is important to know kind of what pre-probate leads are all about. Tim, are you available to take that?
Yeah, we have people that walk around the streets in every major city with a sandwich board on that says, "Do you know anybody that died lately?" I think that's what we do. I'm not sure. No, we pretty much, we start with notices of death. And basically what that means is that can be an obituary. It can be a notification on one of the national memorial sites like Legacy. There probably are 6 or 7 different sources nationally for that. There is also a larger list that is maintained as part of the federal government. It's basically, unfortunately, it's known as the death list. We have access to all of that data. And so it's from that we begin to pull the information. And then we take that same set of data and we run it through our multiple steps of augmentation to determine the heirs to the person that has deceased, any property that person might have owned. We dig in and try to find that as well. The significant difference between that and probate is that there is no executor. We're not dealing with a an executor or a personal representative yet because it hasn't gone to probate, hence the name pre-probate. But more importantly, it's early in the game. So it makes it a great product for investors because typically they're looking to get there quickly and make an offer for cash that particularly maybe usually is a discounted offer in the marketplace. But I think the real key here with this is that in all cases, we take everything that we do and we do the very best job we can to augment any data that we get to get you the best info, to give you the most opportunity to contact people. I will point a couple of things out, and in the spirit of fairness and honesty about what we do about everything, pre-probate is likely to be significantly more inaccurate in some respects than probate because it's not coming from a court docket. We don't know for sure who the PR is going to be. Certainly it's not there. And a lot of it depends on I'll just give you a simple analogy. The decedent's name was Joe Krzyzewski, and he lived in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. We've got a pretty good chance of making sure that we can find any of his heirs that happen to live in that market or in that area, have the same last name with an interesting spelling. If it's John Smith who passed away and he lives in Los Angeles County, California, the chances of us being real accurate on all of that person's heirs diminish dramatically. So it's that kind of circumstance. So it's why we give you as many contacts as we can, and it's a saturation game. One of the things that we're going to be talking about in coming weeks are some interesting ways to prospect that. We've got a fellow that will be coming on in the next couple of weeks, maybe next week. I'm trying to confirm that as we go here to kind of talk about using AI to help hone that down a little bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, not today, but in a coming call. But pre-probate is data that comes from the notice of death as opposed from a court document.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. And those of you that are chatting your questions in, we see you. We will come to you guys here in just a little bit. I try to get those that are live here with us all covered. So we'll get to the chatted questions here shortly. But I do want to go to Pamela here first. Pamela, go ahead and unmute yourself. I hope you're well. I'm still not able to hear you. You are not on mute, but there's no sound coming in. Uh-oh. All right. Anyone else having trouble hearing her? Or is it just me?
Yeah, no, we can't hear her, but maybe
Okay,
she
all
can
right.
type her question in.
Yeah, you can type your question in, Pamela, or if there's a setting you're just not on the speakers, that's fine. You can fix that. I will take your hand down, and if you realize that you just didn't have the right speaker microphone setting on, pop your hand back up, and we'll call on you. All right, Sheila, go ahead.
Hi.
Hey.
I had a very unusual case. I set an appointment with the PR for a Monday. She didn't show up, even though she was very ready to get the property sold. Couldn't get through to her on her cell phone, no response. A week later, I find out she passed away while she was in the house. So she had mentioned her son up in Ocala, and I did some research and I got a hold of him. He was not even ready to discuss anything because the funeral had just taken place, but he asked me to give him a call back. So I'm following up on him, but it's his uncle's house and now his mom's house within a mile of each other that we might get the listing for both. So it's really important to build rapport with these people and get as much information out of them as you possibly can during the initial conversation.
Yep. So the son, how long was your conversation with him? Was it short? Have you had additional conversations? How'd it go? Because I know you brought that up last week. What did you say to him?
I told him that I had spoken with his mom about, I believe it was his uncle's house that he had passed away, and she had had wonderful things to say about you, Greg, but she knew that you were too far away to help her with the house. So that's why we were going to meet with her. And and of course, I'm so sorry for your loss. And she was a beautiful woman. She was lovely on the phone. And he said, thank you. I really appreciate that. But it's, I'm not ready to talk about it yet. You can call me back in about a month.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you should have said. I'm glad you made that introduction, and I'm assuming you guys have probably followed that up with a letter or something.
I
Condolences.
sent him an email. I'm about ready to send him. Oh no, I did send him a letter. I did send a letter out to him as well.
Cool. All right.
Hey, Bruce, Pamela Sue texted in her question.
Okay.
And by the way, that's my wife's name, Pamela Sue, but you're not her.
Just before, I would say send out a card, so it's a little bit more personal, something that shows some real caring, but sorry about that.
One second, guys. So Pamela, you may have it fixed. I need to ask you to unmute yourself. There you go. Try now. No.
And no.
All right.
Did anybody lip read?
Right.
All right. Yeah. Right. We'll read your question and tackle it. If there's more than one, just pop them in the chat. All right. Thank you, Sheila. Appreciate that. And let's go to Mark.
All right. And Pamela, I wish you the best getting your audio squared away.
Yeah.
Wanted to go over a best practice for the initial call. Like they say they're not interested. They've got, the standard kind of things that we've got another agent that we're already thinking about. What kind of campaign, either by phone, text, card, what's your recommended best practice?
So once I'm engaged with someone on the phone, we've had a conversation, then these pretty much go out the window. So this campaign that I'm about to propose is a little bit better when someone hasn't engaged with you yet, but I'm typically going to call somewhere between 7 and 14 times. So over the length of my campaign, I'm going to call 7 to 14 times. It might take me 6 months to get there. In the first month, I'm going to call 3 or 4 times. It could be more, but 3 or 4 times is my preference in the first month. And then after that, if they haven't engaged with me, I like every 4 or 5 weeks is semi-appropriate. The way that I look at those calls moving forward after the first month, those calls are really just marketing. So if you're calling and hanging up, you're doing no good. They proved to you in the first month that they weren't the person that calls someone that they don't know back. So in the first month, you're figuring out, are they in the 20 or 25% of phone answerers or people that call back, or are they in the 75 or 80% of people that don't call back and don't answer? So if they don't call you back or don't answer in that first month, then you're not going to get a large number of them to answer in the future. That percentage that isn't going to answer in the future, they are still real estate sellers, though. They still need help. So your future phone calls are all about marketing and branding at that point. They should be getting additional marketing. They might be checking you out covertly. They might be going and looking at your website or checking videos out, blogs, things like that. Maybe they're just not ready yet and they're going to engage with you in a few months. So those future calls need to leave messages. Absolutely, you need to leave messages, especially after you've gotten through that first month, especially. Now,
referencing property at all in that, or is it just a general message?
So my first message is usually pretty general. Future messages after my first are typically pretty detailed. They don't need to be long, 3 minutes long, but leave your elevator pitch. So tell them I work with folks going through probate. I have what I do is offer a turnkey type of service that helps with anything from A to Z while you're going through that. That could be anything from help if you need to retitle, mortgage, or sell real estate. It could be helping you clean a property out or do an estate sale. Even if you just need maintenance or connections to attorneys and accountants, I can help with that too. So that's not a script, guys, but I'm covering the bases with those categories that I just gave. And so I go into detail in the messages from a categorical standpoint. I'm certainly not going to list all 872 things that I've done for people in probate before, but I'm going to try to give them the idea that no matter what they need, they can call me in probate. And normally I'll also say, hey, if this is just an annoyance and you never want to hear from me again, would you call me back? I will also say that. And I've had people that have called me to say, hey, I don't need anything. And I've turned a couple of them into clients. Okay. I just want a return call. And I don't get upset if they're not calling me back. I don't call people back until I'm ready. I'm one of the 80% that don't answer unknown numbers. And I will still engage with someone after time if they've done a good job establishing that brand presence and that marketing. Now, yep. Ken, was that, who was chiming in? Mark, was that you or Ken? I heard somebody chiming in.
I think that would work. But I will say, I mean, again, if somebody says, hey, I'm talking to another agent, right there is your opportunity. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'm glad to hear you're interviewing agents, right? So you kind of flip the script, put the idea in their mind as if they said it. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're interviewing agents. Oftentimes when I hire somebody, I want to talk to 2 or 3 people to make sure I'm getting the right person, right? So, you ideally want to get in front of them. But also, hey, you're interviewing an agent. Hey, just to make sure you have the right person, can I ask you about the house? Does the house need any work? Is it in good repair? Does it need clean out? And kind of steer them into potentially what you could do more efficiently than the other agent, like get them a cash offer, clean out the home, get items sold. Again, like Bruce said with his elevator pitch, you got to run through a few things. Again, probate cash. I mean, maybe other agents have these things at their disposal, but they forget to put them out there. So if you hit the bullseye when you're going through the different items with that client, then all of a sudden you become way more attractive to them as somebody that they want to hire. So
to throw out there, like, hey, just curious, is a cash offer something that would be of interest to you?
Correct. Yeah. Hey, what problems are you having? Because here's a host of things that I can help you with. Cleaning out the home, getting items sold out of the property, getting you a cash offer. I can get you a cash advance while you're waiting for the probate court to take place. And you maybe throw out 3 things and then you hit the thing that they need, like that cash advance, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay. I wasn't even talking to anybody else. Like, I forgot. At least I can't remember their name. We're not that close.
Right.
What's your, like, when you got them, they go, what's your name? Who is this? Oh yeah. Hey, it's Ken Blumberg. Yeah. I'm so glad I connected with you today.
That's great.
Yep. Now, when it comes to the other objections, I believe that your other objections are your path to rapport. So a lot of times I'll actually feed someone the objection that I think that they were going to come with. I'll give it to them because I would rather hear them say, yes, you're right, I have everything handled, than no, you're wrong, I don't want what you just offered. So same answer, 2 different attitudes. So a lot of times when I've presented my USP, I'll say, hey, should I assume that you guys have everything handled, or is there anything you could use help with? And what I'm looking for, obviously, is for them to say, hey, I need some help. But most people were going to resist whatever you just offered anyway. That's what most people were going to do. So I would much rather, yes, you're right, we have everything handled at this point, than, no, I don't need what you just offered. Same response, two different attitudes. One leads to further conversation, one kills the conversation. So when they resist what you've just offered, recognize that it's only normal. It doesn't mean that they don't need your help. It means that they don't know that they need your help yet, and you're a stranger. So use that as your chance to build some rapport by really agreeing with them, and then pivot to a different topic. So, hey, I completely get it. You probably weren't looking for extra outside help from a stranger today, right? And I'll chuckle. Yeah, that's right. Okay, perfect. Hey, do you mind if I ask, once probate's over, and I know it might be a while, was there any real estate involved that might need to be sold? So a lot of times I'll just completely concede to their resistance, agree with their resistance, even though I know that they're wrong, because it's about rapport. And then I'll just shift to a different topic, which for me is typically real estate.
Yeah, but I think that's excellent. You acknowledge, oh, of course, hey, if you don't know me, trust is at an all-time low right now. And, I'm just trying to build the relationship, but I'm going to send you, my probate website. I'm going to send you my probate checklist. I'm going to send you my reviews. All I want is the opportunity. I mean, if you get to know me by looking at my reviews and my probate website, and you think I sound like a reasonable person that could probably give you better assistance than somebody else and make the process easier, then I would like for you to consider working with me. But like Bruce said, I mean, if you just try to force them to trust you right away, they're gonna withdraw. It's gonna push them away. So you got to acknowledge their concern and go, of course, hey, I get it. You don't know me, but I'm just trying to build a relationship and show you that I am the right person and I have the experience that you need to put to work for you to help you get through this.
Yep. Perfect. Now, that goes really well with a question that Marnetta just asked through chat. And she asked me to re-clarify something that I think, I don't know if I shared it on this podcast or if I shared it in one of the probate mastery sessions, but she asked me to clarify the 3 different types of phone calls that I'll make when I'm prospecting probates. So I think this is really important for a lot of you guys. I like to look at probate calls in beginner, intermediate, and advanced ways. And a beginner way, if somebody is just absolutely very unaccustomed to prospecting at all, and you don't know what kind of response you're going to get, a beginner call is typically an offer to send information. So what I might do on a beginner level call, and I'm just not used to calling prospecting at all, definitely not probate, is hey, I was just giving you a quick call. This is my name. I'm not selling anything. I know this is kind of random. I noticed through the county records that you were going through the probate process, and the only thing I wanted to know is if I could shoot you some information on some of the solutions that I offer to families going through probate. Again, not selling anything. Can I shoot you some information on what I do? That way, if anything ever comes up, you could call me. Would that be fair? A lot of people will say yes, because it's no sales pressure whatsoever. Now, you are selling something, but you've really minimized the sales pressure. So the only thing I'm selling is the ability for me to send them information when we hang the phone up. Okay. If they agree, then I'll grab an email address. Okay. What would be the best email address to send that to? Now I have an additional way to market. They'll normally give me an email address, and then I might hold them on the phone by saying, hey, could I take a quick 30 seconds and ask you 1 or 2 questions about your process? And then I'll ask about who what attorney they're working with, if there's real estate involved, if they're going to keep it, things like that. So I'll ask those questions after I've gotten that email. So that's a really low pressure I want to say beginner method for handling a probate call. You can be really advanced on the phone and still use that. So it's not something that you should definitely leave behind. The intermediate area type of call that I like to make would be the real estate forward call. It is my name is Bruce Hill. I'm a local realtor in the area with XYZ Realty. I noticed you were going through the probate process. I just wanted to call and find out if there was any real estate involved that might need to be sold. Okay, why is that intermediate? It's intermediate because it's a simple and short script. It's not difficult at all. It's not nuanced though. Okay, it's intermediate beyond beginner because people are going to throw a lot of different types of responses at you. We don't know. Why are you calling? Haven't talked about it with the family. We're going to keep the house. We have a realtor. We already sold. Lots of responses might get thrown at you. So that's the reason that I would not call that a beginner call, because you need to know how to handle the various different responses that they give to you. Some good, some bad. And then the last type of call that I like to make would be my turnkey or my concierge call. And this is an advanced call. This is where I actually feed them the objection that I think that they were going to give me. So should I assume that you have everything handled, or was there something I could help with? So I am giving them the objection that I want them to give me. And I'm actually peppering them with questions throughout the call to drive the direction of that call in the way that I want to go. So it's more advanced for sure. But if you're a good conversationalist and you ask great questions to control the direction of your call, you can open with what I would call the concierge call, where you're offering a concierge service and you're trying to get to the real estate a little bit later in the call. All right, so those are kind of the three types of calls, and there's lots of training available on those. As a matter of fact, everybody here, if you guys have not taken Probate Foundations, I teach kind of an intermediate type of call on Probate Foundations. If you haven't done that, you should sign up on alltheleads.com. And that is, we're not going to go really deep into prospecting there, but it's a free course that you should go check out and get some basic level scripts. And then Probate Mastery, we go really, really deep into scripts and dialogue training. All right, Pamela, your hand is back up. Let's see if you got your microphone fixed. No? Okay, you're gonna type it in.
She texted you, Bruce, she texted you a question, which you kind of already answered. She asked if you provide scripts. And she also asked, you just get a set of leads and we call them. Is that the way it works? It sounds like it's her first time on the call.
Yeah,
Hey,
totally. So
Bruce, can I just interrupt just a real quick second, because I'm going to have to jump off. I just wanted to, we got a good crowd on here today, and I wanted to let everybody know that I've kind of got an opportunity to pre-announce what we're going to do next week as well. And I wanted to let you know on this, and we'll be sending something out about it. But we are going to have a pretty well-known fellow real estate expert and an AI expert on the call next week as our guest, a guy named Richard Root. I've known Richard for a long time, and Richard is going to come on and talk to us a little bit about some of the things he's learned about AI. He's been digging into AI for the last couple of years. He got into it early. He's been working with some of the best people in the industry and speaking all over the country about AI. And he's going to join us next week. And I think you're going to get a lot out of it. So make sure you mark your calendar to come back again next week and join us. And we'll have Richard Roop on, and we'll send something out early next week to let you know about that as well. So you make sure you get it on your calendar, but don't miss next week. It'll be good. If you want to learn a little bit about artificial intelligence, and in particular, how it applies to our industry, particularly from the investment and agent side, join us next week.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Tim. So for those of you, and there have been a couple of people that chatted in, how do you start? How's this work? So All the Leads provides a monthly, and in some counties, not all counties, but in some counties, bi-weekly probate list of everyone that has filed over the last couple of weeks or month for probate. So you get that list. It's skip traced against additional family members, relatives, phone numbers, addresses, different things like that. So in a perfect world, you want to set up 4 pillars for prospecting and marketing to your leads in a perfect world. Now, if you're a phone person, that's a pillar that you can't skip. You need to be on the phone. The other pillars are direct mail marketing. So you need to be putting mail in front of the people that you're calling. You need to be driving some of those people that aren't responding back to digital website or credibility, a digital presence, because they don't all just go, oh man, I'm in the middle of grieving and this stranger just reached out. I can't wait to talk to a stranger. They don't do that. Sometimes it happens. But a lot of people they're not fast to act. It takes the average family 5-6 months to get real estate on the market. Some sell in a week, some sell in 18 months. The average would be 5-6 months. So you need to build some authority and brand awareness and credibility with them over time. So calls, mail, have a web presence that people can go check you out at. So a credibility website that Jessica was talking about earlier, some blogs, videos, things like that. Just build out enough to where if they go look you up, you don't look like a novice. If they look you up, you don't want everything that shows up to say, I help first-time home buyers. You want some probate stuff on there. And then the last would be building out your relationships. So you need to be connecting with attorneys. And this is normally the last step for most people. You don't have to do this on day one, but connect with attorneys, pull team members in, talk to your sphere of influence about what you do. Your connections that are already warm need to know that this is a piece of your business. So to start with, get your leads list, call them, mail them, drive that traffic to a website or a couple of a website with blogs and videos. I like to have a few different things online where people see me and it's not just one single website. It might be a website and a blog series or a website and a video series, something like that.
And
Right,
Bruce,
so-
just to add to that real quick, obviously, we will do all of that or some of that for you, especially the mail and the website. You got to build the relationship, but the rest of it, you can delegate us to help you with that and actually do it for you.
Yep. Perfect. All right, let's go to Carmen. Carmen, how are you? Good to see you. You can unmute yourself.
Hey, Bruce, I want to say thank you for the great conversation last Friday. So that helped me get on track. And also my question for today is, what CRM are folks using? I know all the leads are going to roll out something here at some point. Just curious as to how they're managing their leads.
So here's what I do. All right. And mine is not overly sophisticated. And I have done this while simultaneously working the rest of my business off of a third-party CRM. But when it comes to probate, what I do is I use all the leads list management system. So I'll call and keep my notes out of the ATL system, which is changing soon. And then when I have a conversation with someone, if I know that it's going to be an opportunity for me, I put it on a whiteboard. So I'm putting that person's name, address, commission value. So how much commission I'm going to make if they sell, and their time frame, their overall expected time frame, and my next communication date. So I basically divide it into 5 different things. So name, address, how much commission I'm going to make if they sell, their expected time frame for selling, and my next communication. So those 5 things I'm putting on a whiteboard, and I want to keep I want to build that whiteboard up to where I have 10, 15, 20 people on it. Am I going to close all of those? No. I always managed my probate leads off of good leads off of a whiteboard and not my CRM. Now, CRMs, there's just so many really good ones that are out there. You could use Go Affordable, like Lion Desk. You could go intermediate. I used to use FirePoint. That was a favorite CRM of mine. Sierra Interactive is a favorite of some people. Man, there's just a lot of them. I probably wouldn't spend more than $300 or $400 on a CRM though. And if it was me, I'd hold off and I'd wait for the ATL CRM to come out, because it's going to be pretty cool. And I don't have a time frame for that. I don't have a time frame, so I'd hold off. I still like managing my probate leads on a whiteboard. I want everyone that I think I've got a great shot of working with and the commission value listed on a whiteboard, and it just stays in front of my face. I might forget to log into a CRM. This is just me personally. I might forget to log in, but when I walk in my office and I see that whiteboard with $220,000 of potential commission in the names and addresses I have, motivates the hell out of me. So that's my style. I don't expect that to be everybody else's style. Ken, do you use something different?
I have multiple things, but I have actually two whiteboards. I mean, one for my calendars on my left here, and then exactly, I didn't put the commissions on there, but I'm probably going to start doing that, because then I know how to focus on. But I definitely have my whiteboard, you know, for the high level people. Exactly. I mean, it's almost like a vision board. You're bringing it into reality. It's like right there. All you got to do is just remember to follow up with those people. But I do the same exact thing. I have on my whiteboard, I have the months lined out. So I put each person into the month where I'm going to follow up with them. I have the follow-up date right next to their name. But absolutely. But I also have, you know, I'm with EXP. We use KV Core. So there's a reminder in KV Core. And then also in my dialer, it allows you to put dates. So I have a couple different buckets, follow up now, and try to hit those people once or twice a week, and then future follow-ups. And those will pop up in my reminders. So I use a few different things, but I think the whiteboard is extremely powerful. Again, just like, you know, it's all about focus, and we get so distracted in this world of, you know, TikTok and all these distractions. When it's on your whiteboard, it's real, you know. The other thing is, I haven't done this, but I'm probably going to put on my whiteboard like some of my goals. Like I'm buying a property in Cabo, Mexico right now. And then when I get down there, one of my goals is going to be put a rooftop deck on the property. I'm going to put that on my whiteboard too, because then I know what I'm working for. You know, it's your big why. Most of us don't do it because we don't have the big why. You know, what do you want to do? You want to take your family on vacation. You want to, you know, buy something for your kids, your husband, your wife. You know, you're looking to get a new car. Maybe have that big why on your whiteboard and turn it into a client attracting magnet, but also a goal attracting magnet. What do you want? What are you working for?
Yep. Love it. Awesome. Okay. A couple of questions that have been chatted in, and I'll go pretty quickly. I do want to get a little quick plug in. This is All the Leads relationship, but Probate Mastery is a program that I own and run. If you're looking to get certified, check out Probate Mastery. You can do that through All the Leads and receive a discount. If you just want to get the basic education that you need, go through All the Leads and get Probate Foundations. It's a on-demand course that just we're literally just making it on demand now. It's been taught live up until now, and you had to wait 2-3 weeks before the next one every single time. So Probate Foundations is a great thing to do if you haven't received really any education at all.
And it's still free, right, Bruce? Still free.
Still free. Yep, still free. All right. So a couple of questions that have been had. And by the way, I want everyone to go through All the Leads for that, because there's discounts on any of the paid courses. So you can check us out at probatemastery.com. But if you want to get into some of the paid or certification courses, you should do it through All the Leads. Now, a question that came in a second ago is what do we do with clients that have unique items such as collectibles, antique cars, things like that aren't real estate related? Can you turn that into revenue? Yes. I've bought and picked up timeshares, cars, golf clubs, boats, all kinds of different things. Collectibles, you could buy those yourself, or you could pull an art dealer, an appraiser in. You could pull different team members in to help evaluate those or purchase those as well if it's not for you. Let's see. Barry, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a little while. It's good to see you on Facebook. If you've sent letters and made many calls but no response, would we recommend sending an offer to purchase? Yes. Every week I send about 4 different what I call a letter of intent out. So it's essentially a letter that says, hey, I was in the neighborhood. I drove by the house. I have no idea if it's empty, but I wanted to extend a price proposal on 123 Main Street. Again, this is contingent on condition and different things like that. But if you'd like to sell 123 Main Street, I think I could probably give you between 300 and 325,000 for it. Call me. So I will actually do that with people that aren't engaging with me at that point. This is normally around the 5th or 6th month when I'm winding my campaign down. And I've had several people that called because that price sitting in front of their face sort of triggered them to say, hey, I have something that could be tangible here. Rose, you know someone in probate trying to keep the house but has very little money. You checked with the court to see that they now what they now owe. They owe about $15,000 in property taxes and back taxes. Can they arrange payments? Ooh, maybe it's worth asking the local courthouse if they can make a payment arrangement on back taxes. I doubt it, but you should certainly ask. I would doubt that. You could also, if there's money in the estate, you could get a cash advance. So right through the All the Leads website, there's a probate cash option there that could get them a cash advance to pay those back taxes as well. All right, lots of other questions. If there were any other questions and I'm just overlooking those just due to a lack of time, we will be trying to get those answered at the beginning of next week's call and maybe do some video answers for you guys to put out through the week. But greatly appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to throw it to Jim.
All right. Well, I want to thank great attendance today, guys. Great participation. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Particularly thank those that actively participated. I want to make sure I wish y'all a happy, fun, and safe Halloween. Maybe go as a realtor and do some door knocking in your neighborhood. And I want to challenge each of you, take one idea that inspired you on this call, go out and put it into practice, and please come back next Thursday and share your results with the group. Take care, everybody. Same time next week. Have a great week. Yes, sir. Thank you.